Let me tell you something they won't teach you in school. Something you won't find while scrolling TikTok or wasting time on mindless TV shows. Discipline builds kings. You want real power, you want success, you want the life you keep dreaming of. It all starts and ends with discipline. Not motivation, not luck, discipline. That unshakable, brutal force that drags you out of bed when your body begs you to stay comfortable. People look at me now and assume I was handed this life. They think I was born into wealth, with luxury cars, fancy watches, and endless freedom. But they didn't see the struggle. They never felt the emptiness. They weren't around during the nights when I had absolutely nothing. I grew up poor, raised by a single mom in government housing. I was bullied at school. I was invisible. But I had one thing they didn't: the will to rise. I remember going to bed hungry. Nights I cried myself to sleep, convinced the world was designed to crush me. But in those darkest hours, something lit up inside me. I told myself, I will not live average. I wasn't made to suffer. I wasn't created to serve. I was made to lead, to dominate. But to become that, I had to transform. I had to turn into a machine, a warrior, a king. Discipline is what separates a loser from a winner. I didn't want to train every day. I didn't enjoy fighting in a gym where nobody cared if I lived or died. But I showed up anyway. Every bruise, every punch, every drop of sweat, I embraced it. Because comfort is the real enemy. Weakness grows in comfort. Strength is born in struggle. You can complain about your life or you can change it. But you don't get to do both. When I was scrubbing toilets for spare cash and living off instant noodles, nobody believed in me. I was invisible to the world. But in my own eyes, I was already a king under construction. I didn't have anything, but I had vision. And more importantly, I had the discipline to turn that vision into something real. They said I was arrogant. They called me too intense, too obsessed. Perfect. Let them talk. While they talked, I worked. While they slept, I trained. While they laughed, I endured. You don't build an empire with compliments. You build it with obsession, with discomfort, with a fire that eats through fear and doubt. I became a professional fighter, 4-time world kickboxing champion, not because I was naturally talented, but because I refused to give up. I trained through injuries. I showed up even when I was exhausted. I bled in silence, and every time I got knocked down, I stood up again. Not because it was easy, but because I knew kings never stay down. And then came the hate. The censorship, the lies, the attacks. I've been banned, twisted, dragged through the dirt. They tried to erase me. But here's what they didn't understand. You can't cancel a man built through suffering. You can't destroy someone who's been broken 1,000 times and came back stronger. There were moments I felt completely alone, times I questioned everything. But even in those moments, I stayed on track. I trained, I read, I woke up at 5:00 a.m. and kept sharpening my mind, because discipline keeps you going when motivation runs dry. And trust me, it will run dry. You think you're tired? Think you've had it rough? I get it. Life is tough. But life is tough for everyone. The difference is, some people use pain to push themselves forward. Others use it as an excuse. I chose to turn pain into power. I transformed heartbreak into energy, rejection into drive, failure into a strong foundation. Every man has the potential to be a king, but not every man will wear his crown. You have to earn it. You earn it through effort, through discipline, in the gym, in your routines. Every time you say no to weakness and yes to growth, you move closer to that crown. And no, it's not only about money, it's about character. It's about becoming the kind of man who walks into a room and instantly earns respect. You don't need to be flawless. You just need to be relentless. When I was broke, I studied success like my life depended on it, because it did. I read the books, watched the interviews, learned about business, psychology, and strategy. I made mistakes, lost money, got betrayed, but I never gave up. That's what discipline looks like. People ask me for the secret. Here's the truth. There is no secret. Either you're doing the work or you're not. Either you're getting up early or you're hitting snooze. Either you're grinding in silence or making excuses. Stop blaming your childhood. Stop blaming your boss, your past, the system. Start building yourself. Start becoming the king the world desperately needs. I wasn't born fearless. I was born scared, small, unsure of myself. But I built this version of me. Through pain, through hard choices, through lonely nights. You want real power? Start mastering yourself. Your body reflects your discipline. Your finances reflect your discipline. Your entire life is a mirror showing you who you really are. Don't like what you see? Then change it. Control your habits, own your time, train your mind. That's how kings are made, not by luck, but by consistent choices. There is nothing more dangerous than a man with discipline. He can't be controlled. He can't be broken. He doesn't need validation. He is powered by something deeper than praise. He is powered by duty. Duty to himself, to his people, to his purpose. You won't win every time. I've lost fights. I've lost friends. I've lost deals. But I never lost my drive. Because failure isn't the end. It's just feedback. What matters is how you respond. Will you give up or will you rise again, smarter and stronger? Pain is a gift. It teaches, it reveals, it humbles. That's why I welcome it. I don't run from struggle, I run toward it. That's where real growth lives. That's where kings are made. Not in the spotlight, not on social media, but in the dark, in silence, in the fire. I've screamed alone. I've cried where nobody could see me. I've sat on cold floors questioning if any of it was worth it. But then I remember the man who survives the storm becomes the storm. And once you become the storm, nothing can stand in your way. To the young man out there feeling lost, I've been there. I know what it's like to feel invisible. But here's the truth. You don't need others to see you. You need to see yourself. Picture the man you can become. Start building him today. Nobody is coming to rescue you. Not your parents, not the government, not me. It's all on you. And that is the most freeing truth you'll ever hear. Once you know that, you stop waiting. You start acting. That's where kings are born, through ownership. You can't be truly free if you're a prisoner to your emotions. You can't be powerful if you're addicted to comfort. Freedom is something you earn through sacrifice. Power is something you gain through enduring pain. Even now, with more than I ever imagined, I keep my discipline. I still train, I still read, I still guard my time like treasure. Why? Because comfort is a liar. It robs you of your edge. It steals your hunger. The moment you think you've made it, that's when you begin to lose. Stay sharp, stay driven. Keep your inner circle tight. Don't compromise your values. That's what discipline gives you. Clarity when things get chaotic. Strength when storms hit. Focus when the world is full of noise. When everyone panics, a disciplined man stays calm. When everyone quits, a king moves forward. You don't have to be perfect today, but you do have to begin today. Wake up earlier, train harder, eliminate distractions, build better habits, stick to them. Let your actions speak for you. Every disciplined day is a brick in the empire of your future. Stack them. Build. Own it. And never forget, discipline isn't a prison. It's the path to real freedom. Freedom to make your own choices. Freedom to live on your own terms. Freedom to say no to weakness and yes to greatness. That's the life I chose. That's the life I created, and if I can do it from the bottom, so can you. I'm not special. I'm not superhuman. I'm a man who made a decision to never quit, to never settle, to never be ordinary. That decision, repeated every single day through discipline, is what made me a king, and you can do the same. The world, that's what separates kings from slaves. One creates his life with intention. The other drifts, blaming fate. People think success is about luck. No, success is the outcome of intentional choices made steadily over time. It's built in silence. While they party, you study. While they complain, you grind. And when the moment comes, you rise, while they stay stuck. Because you have the patience to delay pleasure for something greater. Don't chase happiness, chase growth. Happiness fades, discipline stays. When life gets rough, and it will, discipline keeps you steady. I've buried friends, I've been betrayed, I've lost everything more than once, but I never lost my hunger to win. That's what makes a king. There's a shadow in every man. You felt it, I've felt it. In those moments when life hits hardest, most people run from it. I chose to face it, shape it, control it. That darkness, when trained, becomes your sharpest edge. It gives you urgency, resilience, strength. Brotherhood saved me and my brother. We built this side by side. We were in the trenches. We shared the pain. We shared the victories. Find your tribe. Not people who let you coast, not those who feed your excuses. Seek men who push you, who challenge your comfort, who make you better. Iron sharpens iron. If you're surrounded by people who accept average, you'll become average. Cut them off, not out of hate, but because you value your future more. Discipline demands those hard choices. Temporary isolation for long-term self-respect. A man without discipline is his own worst enemy. He chases every impulse, falls for every lie, squanders time, money, and promise. But a man with discipline, he builds a future. He protects, he leads, he provides. That's what the world is starving for. Men who lead. Masculinity isn't harmful, weakness is. A man who can't guide his family, who cracks under pressure, that's what's dangerous. Discipline makes you strong enough to support others, turns you into a shelter during storms. A real king doesn't break, he carries the weight. Let me be honest, some mornings I wake up empty. The winds, the attention, it doesn't always fill that space. You know what does? Purpose, routine, discipline. When I stick to my code, I feel alive, because I'm not chasing comfort, I'm living by values. You can't fake this. You either build with discipline or crumble with regret. And regret, that's the heaviest thing a man can carry. The what ifs, the I should haves. Don't carry that weight. Start now. Even one push-up is a step toward your throne. You will fall, you will mess up, but fail forward. That's the key. Every defeat is a lesson. Every setback prepares you. If you stay disciplined during failure, you become untouchable. You adapt faster. You grow tougher. That's how kings are forged, in struggle, not in comfort. Don't let social media fool you. Everyone's pretending. Stick to your path. Build your foundation brick by brick. Each early morning, each clean meal, each workout, it's all a brick. And one day, you'll look up and see a castle. And when it stands, guard it. Because success attracts parasites, fake friends, opportunists. Discipline also means awareness, knowing who to trust, when to speak, when to stay silent. Kings don't gossip. They don't beg. They observe, decide, and act. Money without control is a curse. Fame without values is chaos. Power without care is destruction. That's why your base must be unshakable. And that begins with owning your morning, your thoughts, your body, and your time. Time is your real currency. Not crypto, not cash, time. And you're spending it like it'll never run out. Stop wasting it on quick highs, endless scrolling, or people who drain you. Time is how legacies are written. Every moment you take charge of is a weapon in your arsenal. People ask, why do you go so hard, Tate? Because I remember being powerless, voiceless, broke, feeling invisible. I promised I'd never go back. Now I fight for me and every man who still feels like that. I'm not here to be adored. I'm here to be remembered. And you should be too. Forget being liked. Forget playing safe. Be great. Be disciplined. Be relentless. The world will adjust. Real men don't follow trends. They lead with fire. And that takes grit. Let pain drive you. Let setbacks mold you. Let doubt fuel you. You're stronger than you think, but only if you choose to be. You're not broken. You're just untrained. Get in the gym, read, push yourself, claim your crown. There's no time to waste. The clock's ticking. The enemy is comfort. The enemy is delay. The enemy is weakness pretending to be rest. Don't fall for it. Rise before the sun. Work before others even open their eyes. Kings aren't born in castles. They're built in silence. One day your story will inspire others. They'll ask how you did it, and you'll say, I didn't quit. I took the hits. I chose discipline. I created myself. That's legacy. That's living. That's what it means to be king. So here's your final test. Look in the mirror. Are you proud of the man looking back? If not, don't resent him. Rebuild him bit by bit, day by day, with sweat, with focus, with sacrifice. No one's handing you a crown. You have to forge your own. Discipline builds kings, not talent, not wealth, discipline. The world is watching. Your younger self is watching. Your future self is waiting. What will you do? Scroll past like always, or rise for real this time? Let me tell you something plain. There is no perfect time, no magical morning where you suddenly feel bold, awake, unstoppable. That moment isn't real. What's real is choosing action even when you're tired, even when you're scared. Your emotions, they deceive you. Your moods, they change. But your actions, your habits, that's your true strength. You don't wait to feel powerful. You act powerful. And the feeling follows. That's how I became who I am, not with motivation, with self-command. Brutal, consistent, unshakable. Back when I fought, I had days my arms barely moved. Pain, injury, blood, but I still trained. Not because I felt like it, because my mind made a pact with greatness, and my body didn't get a vote. That's the mindset. You stick to the plan, not the feeling. And yes, I've lost. I've been knocked down, betrayed, slandered, silenced, misunderstood. But I'm still standing. Why? Because I trained for war long before it came. When the chaos arrived, I didn't fold. I performed. Discipline isn't sexy. It's not exciting. No one cheers for you at 5 a.m. when you're running through the cold. But that's where battles are won, in the quiet, in the unnoticed hours, when the weak drift off and the strong rise up. Ask yourself, do you want applause or legacy? Because you can't chase both. One feeds your ego, the other feeds your legend. Social media lied. It made you think growth is easy, that success is flashy, that pain is optional. Wrong. Growth is lonely. Success is demanding. Pain is part of the process. Let's talk about sacrifice. Every king has scars. Every legend carries losses. If you're not willing to hurt, you're not ready to lead. I've had years of giving up comfort, relationships, leisure, because the mission mattered more than the moment. That's what makes a man dangerous. Purpose beyond pleasure. People ask, but what if I fail? Good, you should fail. You must fail. Failure is mental training. Rejection builds your armor. If you're too delicate to fail, you're too fragile to succeed. And if you can't embrace risk, then settle for ordinary. The world pays those who grind, those who stay hungry, those who outlast everyone else. You don't need to be the smartest, just be the one who doesn't leave until the job is finished. Greatness is born from daily discipline, not speeches, not temporary hype, but real, consistent sacrifice. Your mind is programmable. Most people use it to make excuses. You can use it to build greatness. Feed your mind with strength, with truth. Starve it of blame. Discipline isn't just what you do. It's what you say to yourself, your inner voice. What are you telling yourself when no one's around? I used to whisper to myself, one more round, one more step, one more minute. That mindset alone built me, not just in the ring, but in business, in life. Because I never quit when it got tough. I only stopped when it was finished. People won't believe you at first. And that's okay. Belief isn't owed, it's earned. Let them doubt you, let them laugh. You'll convert them by winning. You don't need approval, you need execution. You need to put in the work. After day, until your truth becomes too loud to ignore, let's talk about energy. Guard it with everything you've got. Don't waste it arguing on the internet. Don't waste it chasing women who bring you no peace. Don't waste it trying to impress people who aren't creating anything real. Channel your energy, use it, build something so solid they can't overlook you. Discipline also means saying no. No to distractions, no to average living, no to the version of you that's holding you back. That version needs to go for a new one to rise. That's what discipline demands. A funeral for weakness and the rise of a king. I remember when I had nothing in my account. Just the fire inside me. No one was clapping, no one was calling, but I told myself, I will not die ordinary. From that moment, every breath became an investment. Every move turned into strategy. That's how you act when you've made up your mind. Train your mind to be stronger than your environment. Your surroundings might not lift you. Your friends might not understand. Your family might question you, but discipline doesn't care. Discipline isn't about emotion. It's a system, a tool, your secret weapon in a world filled with men who give up too easily. Do you know what's harder than sacrifice? Regret. Regret is poison. Regret is living hell. I'd rather sweat for years than cry for decades. And that's the decision you make. Suffer now or suffer forever. Choose wisely. Becoming a king isn't just about owning things, it's about owning yourself. It's about mastering your thoughts, then your body, then your world. Only then can you lead. Only then can you protect. Only then can you walk into a room and own it without saying a single word. Listen closely. Discipline multiplies. The longer you keep going, the easier it feels. You start building confidence. You gain momentum. You shape a new identity. You stop pretending. You start becoming. You begin to live like one. Everything you want sits behind your current habits. You want more respect, be more disciplined. You want better health, be more consistent. You want real freedom, you already know. Discipline. It's the bridge between dreams and reality. In the end, no one's coming to save you. Not a mentor, not a course, not a podcast, not even me. You've got to be your own rescue. You've got to decide right now that you've had enough. No more wasted days, no more excuses, no more playing the victim. It stops today. It stops with you. Discipline will cost you. It'll take your comfort, your laziness, your distractions, and your soft habits, but what it gives you back is priceless. Strength, peace, purpose, pride, and presence. That's your reward. And once you earn it, no one can take it from you. So the next time you feel drained, remember, you're building your kingdom. Every rep, every page, every quiet hour of effort, it's all a brick in your empire. Don't let comfort tear down the throne you're meant to rule. Discipline creates kings, and kings reshape the world. Let me tell you what most men don't realize until it's too late. You're going to die one day. Your body will shut down. Your name will be forgotten unless you build something powerful enough to echo for generations. And do you know what creates that legacy? Not talent, not luck, discipline. Legacy isn't some luxury, it's your responsibility. You weren't born to just pay bills and vanish. You were born to create, protect, influence, and stand tall so your bloodline never has to start over again. That means you carry the weight now so your sons won't have to later. That's king energy. What do you want your future kids to say? My father was lost, weak, emotional, and reactive. Or do you want them to say, my father was a lion. He stood tall when others bowed. He built when others broke. He didn't whine, he won. That legacy starts now with what you choose to do today. Understand this. Discipline isn't just for you. The second you commit to this path, you become a light. Other men will notice. Your brother, your friends, your circle. They'll either rise or disappear. Either way, you become the standard. You don't need to convince anyone. You don't need to beg them to rise. Just show up, do the work, collect your wins, sharpen your focus, build your body, control your urges. And when they see the results, they'll ask how you did it. All you'll say is, discipline made me. Let's talk about emotional control. The world today tells men it's okay to break, to cry, to stop. And yes, pain is real. I've felt it. I've suffered quietly when people thought I was doing great. But kings understand the difference between feeling emotion and being controlled by it. Feel it, process it, but act anyway. That's real power, because your empire doesn't pause because you're tired. Your mission doesn't wait because you had a bad day. You still have to show up. You still have to win. When I was broke, I didn't cry. I planned. When I got rejected, I didn't complain. I rebuilt. When I was shut out, I didn't beg. I evolved. That's how warriors think. That's how kings act. Not with blame, with solutions. And the world will test you. That's its job. You will be tempted. You will be misunderstood. You'll be hit where it hurts most. That's why your discipline must be unbreakable. Don't train for calm. Train for chaos. Be ready for the days when everything goes wrong and show up anyway. That's what builds self-belief. Not loud talk, not hype, but the knowledge that you walked through fire and didn't flinch. That's when people start paying attention. That's when you earn real respect, not with noise, but with calm strength. Discipline creates presence. People feel it. They're drawn to it. Here in a world full of confusion and fake confidence, the man who stands firm becomes the anchor, not because he's flawless, but because he has principles. And today, principles are more valuable than ever. The culture wants you soft, it wants you passive, it wants you quiet. But discipline teaches you to stand for something, even if you stand alone. And that, brother, is real masculinity. Let's switch lanes. You want wealth? You want freedom? Understand this. Discipline is the price of success. You won't out-party the focused. You won't out-rest the relentless. You don't stumble into greatness. You suffer into it. And it's worth every moment. When I started, I worked 16-hour days. I was broke, tired, laughed at, no luxuries, no status, just hunger, just vision. Most of all, discipline. That's what got me through. Not hacks, not luck, just brutal consistency and refusal to quit. And when you finally earn wealth, protect it, because the real war starts then. You'll face temptation, comfort, access, and endless distraction. Only discipline keeps your castle standing. Without it, your success becomes your trap. Here's the truth no one tells you. When you win, they'll resent you. They'll twist your message. They'll hope you fail. They'll try to erase what you built. But if your foundation is made of discipline, you don't crack. You get stronger. Pressure won't break you. It will sharpen you. That's why I never say sorry for winning. I earned it, I bled for it, and I protect it. So should you. Don't feel guilty for rising. Feel guilty for wasting your gifts, because someone out there is begging for the chances you're throwing away. Think about that. Your worst day might be someone else's dream. You woke up today with options. You have knowledge, technology, a body, a breath. So what are you doing with it? Scrolling? Complaining? Or building something that lasts? Ask yourself this. If today was your last day, would you be proud of the man you've become? Would your story be worth telling? If the answer is no, good. That discomfort is your invitation to grow. Use it. Don't hide from it. Don't numb it. Face it. Start. There's a beast inside every man, but most have put him to sleep. Soft food, soft habits, soft thinking. It's time to wake him up. Train your body until it shows discipline. Train your mind until it commands attention. Train your spirit until storms don't shake it. And remember, the crown isn't given, it's built. In the sweat you pour on the gym floor, in the meals you skip for clarity, in the events you miss to stay focused. Every time you say no to comfort, you say yes to greatness. Those yeses build something unstoppable. There's a battle going on, not with weapons, but with beliefs, with identity, with values. And the men who are disciplined enough to lead will shape the future. Not politicians, not influencers, not celebrities. Disciplined men, focused men, men who burn with purpose. You want to change the world, start by changing yourself. Before you command armies, command your life. Before you build empires, build your inner character. That's what discipline does. It builds warriors who can't be swayed by opinions or distracted by trends. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't check your phone. Check your mission. Check your direction. Ask yourself, what would a king do?